Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm a little late, but I'm here. Thank you guys so much. I had an appointment this late afternoon, so I was rushing from there, but thank God I'm here. Hello, Cecile Wire. How are you? Hello, Nancy. Welcome. And welcome to the two groups that are watching right now on Facebook. I highly appreciate all of you for joining us here. So together we can make a difference, right? We can make a difference in the world, in the lives of our precious little ones and our young adults. So thank you guys so much. It's always a pleasure to come here to know that I have inspirators. I have people that are pushing me forward to do what we need to do in order to make a difference in the lives of our children worldwide. So thank you guys so much. And I am going to, yes, thank you. I am going to play this song. I'm going to just take a shot. I don't know what the copyright is going to say, but I'm going to try it. We're going to play We Can Make a Difference. Do 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 do. Come on now, we live in a dream. If we really think everything's alright, yeah. This world isn't me, crying out to be free. We gotta shed some light. Oh, teach the world. Welcome, Sarah. It's time to come together, you and I, and share the love of Jesus Christ. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the world a better place. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the sun shine through the rain. Shine through the rain. Do you know a man who's needing a hand? Don't you walk on by? Hey, sister, said, lost all that she had. We gotta take the time up, look around your world, look at yourself. Some of empty hearts, mystery eyes. I can hear the suffering through our hands. Find compassion, take a step. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the world a better place. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the sun shine through the rain. Shine through the rain. There we go, Nancy. Teach the world to smile and just feel the breath of God. It's time to come together. Welcome, yes, Nayak. Share the love of Jesus Christ. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the world a better place. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the sun shine through the rain. Shine through the rain. We can make a difference, dear friends. We can make a difference. We can make a change. This song says, just look around you to see if somebody is needing a helping hand, that somebody has fallen, and that person wants somebody to help, to just give them a helping hand to lift them up. And falling is not just physical falling. Falling, maybe somebody is sick and there is nobody to take care of them, or to prepare some meal for them to eat, or maybe just maybe they don't have a say blood family, but we can be that person's family, right? So let us just look around us. We don't even need to go far away. When you look around you, you will see a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of situations that need a helping hand, and we can do that. And that is why we are here today, every day, and that is why we came through on Passive, because Mr. Ash Mufara stands to give a helping hand to those that are in need. And so we are here because he brought us together to do the same thing with him, because he understands that he cannot do it alone. I cannot do it alone. You cannot do it alone. But when we come together, we can make a great difference, and we can make a change in the world. And let us keep doing this, because remember, it does not take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years to build a humongous company or revolution or movement like on Passive. It takes time. The same thing too with One Global Movement. It takes time, but it is happening. It is happening because this is the foundation building that we are doing. When we build this solid foundation, then things begin to move. We're not just coming here for the shows, the other things that we are doing behind the scene, even if all of us don't know, but things are happening, and together we will make a change. We will create a difference. We will make an impact. We will leave a legacy in the world that will last for posterity, and to help our children and subsequent descendants. And this is the most important thing to do in the world. Instead of fighting, instead of carrying egos on our shoulders, instead of thinking that we are better than other people, instead of thinking that some people don't have to exist, instead of seizing things from people that don't belong to us, or stealing, or maybe abusing children. It looks like AI understands a lot, because what I see coming my way all the time, it looks like they already know what I am all about. So I keep getting these stories of situations that children and young people find themselves in, abusive situations. And one of them came to me last night. When I opened my Facebook, and I saw this. I read it. It was long. I read it. I got tired, but I was determined to read it all. I went to bed. So when I got up at night, it was still in my mind that I need to read this thing. I need to read it because I need to know what happened to this little girl that very early in the morning, 3 years old, walked into the arms of a police officer. What happened to this little girl? Where did she come from? So I want to know. 3 years old, that's a baby, right? So I was reading. I'm telling you what people can do. Don't see somebody. That's why they say, the saying goes that don't judge a book by its cover. You see some of these people that live in very rich neighborhood, millionaire neighborhoods. They have dark, dark secrets. So this little girl walked to the police. The police was in this warm, cozy, like a family-like area, which is not that so rich. And so they wanted to talk to this little baby, and she's only 3. She can't even talk. All you can see the police saw was fear on her face, and they started searching around, knocking at every door, finding out if somebody knows anything about the little girl. And people are skeptical, because when you know something, now you became part of the investigation, and people don't want to get entangled in those kind of things. And so people were very skeptical in the way they answered their questions. And so they did all the search, nothing came out. The next day they continued, and they went to they got out of that neighborhood and went to a different neighborhood, this very rich neighborhood with mansions
upon mansions. And they went there. They went every house. They knocked. They interrogated the residents of that place. And it was very early. Nobody could move because the police blocked everywhere to make sure that they did their thorough investigation. And so when they got to this particular home mansion, the little girl tightened up so bad, like in fear. And these police officers, they are trained in psychology and investigation. They can use just your emotions to tell if what they are looking for is there, or to tell whether you're telling the truth or you're telling a lie. And this little girl cringed. They started asking the man, "Do you know this girl?" He said, "No." He said, "No." And then they went around again. They came back. When they got to that same house, the same reaction from that little girl. They went again. They came back just to make sure. They came back after 2 days, the same reaction. So now the police made their own judgment, and they said they have to arrest him and take him to the police station for interrogation. And this little girl was in tears and fear. But when they went to other mansions, it wasn't the same. So they took him and they brought a warrant of arrest, arrested him, and a search warrant to search his home. I'm telling you, this clean, impeccable mansion. But now they see the way it's built with some hidden doors and corners and everything. Oh my goodness. They got to the point where you see this man has arrested, has kidnapped children, and is raising these children like animals. They are in fields, dirt. They poop where they are. And these kids, they cover their faces like this. When people got there, and some of them, I think they should be about 10 years old. So there were 3 of them plus that girl 4. And they couldn't speak. They don't even know how to speak any language. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, they are psychopaths in this life. Somebody living in a mansion. And now they investigated him. They went to government documents and they realized some shady transaction, monetary transaction. So a lot of things, but that's not what they were after. They wanted to know. Beautiful 3-year-old girl. I'm telling you, it really breaks my heart because a lot of kids are going through a lot in the world. And you look at the home, you're thinking these are good people, but you don't know what is going on there. You don't know. Look at this one, a big mansion, millionaire. But these kids that he kidnapped and he's abusing them, raising them as animals. It's such a terrible thing. Terrible. And a lot of times what they say here is, they say, oh, he had mental illness, it was this, and they discriminate a lot. Because it was a certain people that will not do that. Certain people, they say, oh, he has mental illness. Why would people who have mental illness still know what they're doing? And look at the way these children, and this is not the first case. There are a lot of cases that with terrible kind of ways that they kidnap children. And so it really breaks my heart. So I read that story and I just thought to myself, these stories, they keep coming my way. And when I see them, I comment. And I think AI, just we know, AI is going to be reading our emotions. And a lot of times those emotions are correct. They'll read it through your words, your voice, the text, like you're commenting. They already know who you are because you cannot hide who you are. They know. And now they send those things towards me. And I just keep reading them. And oh my God, I thank God for everything. I thank God for everything, So, but thank you guys. So I thought I can tell you that story because we learn from stories, we learn from our personal experiences, and we learn from what we experience with others, right? So it is very important. So now we are in the series, Mindset series number 73. What about garden to table activities and family fun time together? Remember, anything that has to do with gardening, the soil, it has a lot of fun things. It depends on the way that we think, on the way that we handle these things. And we want to make sure that we feed our children the right thing. And another article that came my way today was talking about a certain experiment has been conducted, and they found out that a lot of plastics are embedded in the testicles of men and therefore the human body. That means we are not eating healthily. Those plastics are even the quantity that is found in those testes and human bodies, it's way more than what is found in the soil. That means people expose the way they expose plastics in the soil without properly recycling them, it's worse now in our bodies. So now we need to watch out for the kind of paper plates we buy, the kind of plastics we wrap our food in, the kind of microwavable bowls that we use. For me, I know I'm guilty, but I'm trying. We want to start heating our food in the pot and minimize our usage of the microwave, because when you heat your food in the microwave, you do not cover it with the right covering that you buy. It's going to emit certain kind of chemicals, I've forgotten the name, into your food, and you eat little by little, it is not going to be good for your body. So doing gardening and teaching about gardening is so important that we know what we are consuming with our children, with our families. And we want to go back to nature. We want to go back to nature and consume natural products. You know, I did grocery after my appointment. I stopped at Aldi's to do grocery. And I was looking mostly for vegetables and fruits so that I can really train my son. You know, some of these kids, when you train them, they go to school, especially boys, they don't know how to cook. They want the easy way to go and buy these fast foods and heat them up and eat. And it's not healthy for them, because the people that produce those fast foods, they don't eat it themselves. They produce it for money. And so we, without knowing, because it's so tasty, we don't realize that they mix different kinds of fats together to cook those foods with, such as French fries and other things, or chicken nuggets. And we are consuming those things because it tastes so good. They know, and they make that, so you eat it and you keep buying. So you keep fattening their pockets. And so I saw Rosemary, because I've been reading about this doctor. Thanks to Sister Yvonne Finn, she sent me something about this doctor. She resigned because of the way that they were compelling them to prescribe certain kinds of medications that causes cancer and other diabetes and other things, high blood pressure, to patients instead of treating them. So this doctor decided to resign. She's 93 years old, but when you look at her, you think she's in her 50s, very young. Now when Sister Yvonne sent that thing to me, I read it, and I subscribed to it, and I did whatever it took for me to do. So now they keep sending those things my way. So I decided at the grocery store that I'm going to buy different things. One of the things that I found was organic rosemary leaves, fresh ones. And because I've read about rosemary, especially from this doctor, I said, you know what? We have to go back to nature. And those of us who are going to be having babies, especially our young ones, we start from the cradle to just consume natural things. And so I had to buy that rosemary, and I'm going to see if I can take it for tea, or what can I do it, or put it in maybe something, or my tomato stew, or whatever it takes. So let us really, really eat good, healthy food, organic food with our family. So gardening is very important for us. And like Nancy was saying, she grows onions inside her home, and she eats it all year round. I'm going to ask you about the kind of onions that you grow so that I can start doing the same. So that way I don't have to buy onions from the markets. We can grow it all year round. I've learned about celery, how we can grow our own celery all year round in the house, especially when there is during the winter season. So it is so important that this gardening thing is taken very, very important. Welcome, Shriji Jana. Thank you so much. And we take it very important. We're not just talking here. If we have to help children, we have to help these children all round. We have to help them holistically. Nutrition is one of the number one thing that we have to start with. And we want to make sure that they eat properly. And to grow food is not a difficult thing. You don't have to grow on a large scale. You can just start like with the onions, because onions is a kind of antibiotic. I'm not a doctor, but I'm doing what my grandmother taught me, because my grandmother, one of my grandmothers, was a doctor, not a medical doctor, a traditional healer, and she healed even broken bones so long as she can get the pieces, you know. And she did a lot of things like seizures and convulsions and other things that affected children, and she also um, healed adults. Like you see me, I've not been to the hospital because I grew up, my grandmother taught me how to eat leaves and barks of trees in roots. We have a natural root. It's minty, it's sweet, but it's minty, not too sweet, but it's a root. It is an appetizer. When somebody doesn't have an appetite, no, to eat, they've been going for days, they don't eat, they don't have the appetite to eat. Guess what? You give them a pinch of that root, they will eat it, they drink water, they will eat until you won't believe it. So we need to go back to nature. These roots and leaves and barks of trees are found all over. If they what cannot grow in your area or in your country, you can order it. Let us come together as we are going to help these children and young people. We start with their health, because without our health, their health, we can never get any wealth. We would just be wobbling in pain. And what is the need if we don't have that health? So let us do something. Right now, I know that there are ways that they can treat cancers and other illnesses, but because of the pharmaceutical companies, they want to ban everything so that they continue to reap people of their money and continue to make them to get sick. So let us eat healthily. When you eat healthily, the children will see it. And let us plant something so that when we start talking about the planting season next year, because we're going to talk about it, we want to have experiences from each and every one, so that we want to know, what did you grow? You don't have to be a big gardener. You can just start with a flower pot, or you can start with one onion seed or two, or grow it in your house. I know that there are some areas where people don't have a piece of land, but you can grow things in your home. We all can do this. Let us do it, because we will teach our children. Remember, children are impressionable. If we don't do it and we just tell them, they're not going to know how to do it, because they want to see. They are kinesthetic learners. They want to see and touch it and feel it and play around with it before they can do it. So a lot of good things, you know. So Mindset series number 73. What about garden to table activities and family fun time together with the children? That is the theme. What about that? So engaging in garden to table activities is a fantastic way to spend quality time or quality family time with our children and our families and even neighbors, while teaching these children about gardening, nutrition, and the environment. And we have some ideas for garden to table activities that the whole family can enjoy. We have to do things as a family. Look at us here now. And family doesn't just mean that it's blood family. Remember that. Like my grandmother told me, wherever you go, look for your family, look for your parents and your grandparents there. So we are now a family, a global family from Unpassive, and now one global movement family. So we are here supporting one another, loving, supporting one another, sharing our ideas so that we can help these children well when we start traveling the world. That is very important. So we have certain garden to table activities that the whole family can enjoy and have fun time together. Try these games. Try them. Even if you don't know, you are the kind that has not been doing activities with your children, you always just leave your children alone. Let us get the children involved. Let us get involved with the children and do things together. Children grow happily. They have high self-esteem and they become so smart in doing things when these children do things together with their parents and the adults and the caregivers around these children. Try it. Try it. You wouldn't believe what I do with my son, starting from the stomach. And not to be proud or anything, I use him as an example because that is the way I was taught to bring up my son. And he turned out to be one of the best. He loves nature. He gardens, he plants, he weeds, he waters, he mows the lawn, he cooks. And one of the things that we are struggling with is for him to eat healthily. Because, like I said, when these kids go to school out of home, they don't usually want to cook. They want very quick things, and therefore they go to fast food places and they want these hot dogs, corn dogs, without knowing that these things have been so tinted. They mix different meats and fats together that will really, really stimulate your taste buds, and you just want to eat them, not knowing that it's not healthy. So that is one thing that I'm struggling with him now. Welcome, Balihu Pushpin Media Sharon. Thank you so much for being here. She is a chief gardener within my garden club in Onet. So thank you for being here. So now we talk about planning and planting. Planning before you plant. So what is the number one game? Garden planning. Garden planning. We got to involve all our children in deciding what to plant. Do you know that when you give when you relinquish your authority in a good way, in a respectful way, in a loving way, when you relinquish authority to children, you are teaching them leadership. You are teaching them control, and you're teaching them to be independent. When get these children involved in deciding what to plant, not just you deciding. Make a list of favorite vegetables. Let the children that can write, they write. Those that cannot write, they can tell you. You guys, everybody make a list of their favorite vegetables, and then fruits and herbs, and research their growing needs together. Now we research what is required for these herbs and fruits and vegetables to grow. We put them down. You are already learning. And if you're writing it in a book, tomorrow you can use that together with your children and you publish a book. And I can help with that because I have published 4 books. I am an international 4-time publisher, and I'm going to be publishing the 5th one, which my life story is going to be in there. So that is how you start, by writing a book. You can write a book full of garden herbs and fruits and vegetables, and how to nurture them, how to grow them, and that is how we live. It's not going to be from space that we're going to read those things or learn about those things. We can do it right here, right now, with our own children. And then number 2, seed starting. How to start a seed, how to start nurturing seeds. We can start seeds indoors, of course. Like in winter, where you have winter, too cold, you start it indoors. We our vegetables indoors, right? And now we can just transplant them. Although we still spread other ones now that the weather is better. But you can start seeds indoor in smaller pots. Remember, I've been buying watermelons. I've spent more than $200 in buying watermelon plants. And that is something that if I had thought about it, learn it, I could have nurtured my own seeds. And I'm going to be doing that next year, because this is going to teach our children around the world, right? So this activity teaches patience, care, as you watch the seeds sprout and grow. Do you know how beautiful it is when you start nurturing those seeds? You're always going to check. That's what I do, like a child. I just go and check. Me and my son, we are checking. All of us at home, we are checking. It is so inspirational, and it teaches us patience. It teaches us independence. It teaches us that you can do it. You don't have to depend on another person. It teaches our children. Each member of the family can have their own section, specific plans to care for, their own specific section. Imagine a child having their own specific section. They know how to draw. These kids can draw. They can decorate their own section. Very beautiful, because how you think about these plants and how you grow them, how you decorate them, this is exactly how these plants are going to grow, because it starts all in the mind. How you put your mind to something, that's exactly what you're going to get out. And now, then planting day is another game that we can do with our children. Planting day. We can make planting day a family event. We can just make it a family event. Like we had in the community garden, you saw me with all the people in the community, more than 300 people. That is a huge event. Some people brought their canopies. We brought food. We went with food in a big cooler and with water to share with people. We brought food. We share around and we help one another. So we can make planting day a family event. Each member of the family, including all our children, can have their own section or specific plants to care for. Then everybody is busy caring, and then we can even prepare like two, three kinds of yummy foods that are so yummy, so delicious. And after that, we sit down like in a picnic and we eat. This is the beauty of life, the beauty of coming together with our children. And now we can have a garden maintenance. Now, we teach our children how to maintain the garden. Number one, watering schedule. Watering schedule is Watering is going to be made easy now, especially with these AI algorithms that they're going to come out with sprinkler systems that have been pre-programmed according to the nature of the plant, according to the kind of plant. It's going to be easy. But here, like me, I have watering cans, I just go and water. I just water. I don't even think about it. I just water. But I need to study the plant before you know the amount of water, because sometimes if you water too much, you can ruin the plant. So watering schedule can create watering schedule where each child, every family member takes turns watering the garden. Just like if you are like me and my brothers, everybody had their schedule of daily activities. This week, one person is responsible for doing the dishes. The other one is responsible for doing the pots. The other one is responsible for sweeping. The other one is responsible for mopping. The other one is responsible for running errands. So that is how we grew up. And when you do this is fun. Every child wants to excel so that mommy and daddy can clap for them, so that they can know that, wow, I did it. Look at me, I did it. Let us try this thing. We are missing out on a lot if we are not yet doing these things with our children. Family fun time together. And then remember, another game is weeding. I know some people don't like to pluck the grass. I do, because I love to mess around with the dirt and the soil. I love it. And so make weeding fun by turning it into a game. See who can pull the most weeds in a set amount of time. We did this, but now that I'm learning it in a different way, I begin to appreciate what we did with my mom, my parents, and my grandmother. So when we went to the farm, I was always the one that was behind. My brothers would be so fast, and then I would start to cry like a child. And I'm the older one. I said, no, this is not fair. How is it that they are doing it faster than me? And then I'll begin to cry because I've always been a crybaby, and I'm the only girl. So, and we did it like that. They would do their things very fast, and then they will go around with a slingshot and start shooting birds or shooting on squirrels and hunting and playing with the monkey, actually playing around with the monkey. The monkey will come and play and then jump from one tree to the other, tease you. You know how monkeys can behave, right? So it was fun, and we did the work so quickly. And then we can talk about a game of composting. Start a compost like, remember when you have the backs of the watermelon, like the vegetable that is not so good, or the celery sticks and other things, you can chop them up and have your own compost. You dump those things, that you don't throw them away. You don't throw them away. I learned this, but now that they are teaching it, now I begin to put everything into perspective. That's what we did in Cameroon when I was growing up. Like we want to plant plantains. We have to dig the hole very well, and we start filling it for 3 months with natural compost, the backs of cocoyams or yams or rice that we don't want to eat. We dump it there, and I'm sure Sister Sharon would know this thing because she taught me some of these things. And then we keep turning it with the soil After 3 months or 6 months, you put the plantains there. Come and see huge bunches of plantains. And this is what we can do with other things, composting. Kids like to compost natural manure. You saw me in the community garden. This is natural manure that has been composted by the church, and now they gave it to us for free. They really pay money for it, and they gave it to us for free. This is these are all games that we can learn. Then we talk about harvesting game, harvest day. Celebrate the first harvest with a special meal or snack made from the freshly picked produce. Now, if you see the baobab tree, you see the African baobab tree, that tree is there for a purpose and for a lot of reasons. In Cameroon, we have those big trees. It might not be the baobab, but the baobab is also there. Culturally, that tree stands there for a lot of things. So what we do is during harvesting season, remember the scripture says something about take the first fruit of your harvest to feed those who are hungry. Take it to church or to wherever and feed those that are hungry. So we do this in our culture. So when it's harvesting, people harvest. Those that are taking it to church, they're taking to neighbors that could not do it, or to older people, or they take it and put it. If you come, the baobab tree is always full of harvest, different kinds of crops that people will place there for people who cannot do it for themselves. Or maybe you grew something else on your farm and I grew something else. So now you put what you have, I also put mine, we exchange. And people are so disciplined the way they do it. They take it not too much because they know that you have to be mindful of other people. You have to be mindful for the needy. You have to be mindful for the sick, the hungry. You have to be mindful for the downtrodden. You have to be mindful of the oppressed. So they keep this food there for a reason. And here I'm learning it, Harvest Day. And we do this sometimes. You cook. We do what is called Harvest Thanksgiving. Harvest Thanksgiving here in the United States, we do it too, but in Cameroon, we do it differently. We do it during harvesting season. You harvest things, you can bring raw food or you prepare meals. We come to church, we worship, we sing. This is not religion, so just so you guys know, but this is the way I was brought up. We sing and then we offer the food to church to sell and also help people around. But then after that, we also go into our families, into communities. We go around and share the first fruits of harvest, either raw or cooked, to our community. And this is how people come together as a community, as a village. That is why they say everybody live by their own village. You live because of your neighbor. We are human just because of the humanity of others. We cannot do it by ourselves. So this is what we are talking about. First day of harvest. We celebrate it with special meal. We cook it fresh. We take it to the farm. We do harvesting, and that's what we do. And I will tell you this. I love it. When we go to harvest, we have these yams, very tasty, yellow yams. Some of them are sweet yams. I wish I can really bring them here, from Cameroon. When we go to the farm, we light up this campfire. We go with palm oil, with a pinch of salt, maybe with spice like hot pepper, like habanero or other things, and we go prepared. Sometimes it's smoked fish, smoked meat. We take these things to the farm. We roast the yams, or we roast the cassava. We roast whatever we want to roast, and then we have this. We eat it with oil, very healthy. Uh-oh, who is calling me like this? Sorry, guys. I have to turn it down. Okay. So we enjoy. That is celebrating harvest. That is something everybody in the farm, they are happy. The whole village are happy. That is something we can do. And then berry picking. It depends on what you grow in your area. We talk about berry. We talk about strawberries. We talk about guavas. We talk about mangoes. Whatever you have in your area, there is a certain time to pick up some of those things. If you have berries, for instance, berry bushes, make berry picking a family activity with the children. When I used to, we have for strawberries, those ones grow naturally in the wild in my village in Cameroon. But When it is time, we go there, me and my brothers and our parents, we pick them and pick them and pick them. It was fun. We enjoyed doing those things. So make berry picking a family activity. Freshly picked berries can be used in desserts or eaten as healthy snacks. Remember, you can put them in your fridge and then we eat them. Even if you don't have a fridge, when I was growing up, we didn't have a refrigerator. What did we do? We had a local way of preserving food, which we're going to come back to food preservation, because not everybody is going to be able to purchase the what is that machine called again? Freeze drying machine. Not everybody is going to be able to do that, you know? So we're going to learn about ways that we can do, and those ways work and you can do them yourself. We also use them here because not everything we want to put it in the refrigerator. We can use local ways and it goes right back to the soil. That's the way you can do those things, and you will still eat fresh and you eat naturally without inducing chemicals in your system. And then another game is cooking game, cooking together, cooking classes. Do you know how beautiful that can be? Try it with your family. Have family cooking nights where you prepare meals using ingredients from your garden. Do you know how beautiful that can be? We have it at the end of, during the harvesting season. What we usually do here in our community here, my mom loves to do that. We love to do because we come from a family that feeds people. We have to be hospitable. It's part of our culture. It should be part of the culture of every human being, right? So we cook, we have a very big pot. I will take a picture. If you guys have been following some of my videos, you will see some of the pot that I cook. They are like this. When I cook on certain Sundays, and very one of the delicacies in Cameroon, very yummy. I will cook and then I'll put it in the back of my car, about 2, 3 families to visit, then I give it to them. But during the harvesting season with the sweet corn, my mom will cook this big pot like this, and we just call our neighbors. We have the paper plates. Everybody just comes. You feel free to take your own. Nobody's gonna say take this. No, everybody will let people choose what they love, what they like. But in the village, it becomes even more fun. You have the corn, fresh corn, and fresh groundnuts or peanuts. We cook them. You see, the men have their own basket cooked in their own corner, the corn and the peanuts, and the women have theirs. Now it's time to eat and storytelling time. It's beautiful, maintaining the culture, beautiful. And the fathers are there with the boys, and the mothers and the grandmothers are there with the girls. And we are there. Maybe you roast the peanuts even in open fire. It tastes so different. I miss a lot of those things. And when I go to Cameroon, I always want to do those things, and I do what I can do before coming back. It's fun. So you can have fun cooking this a cooking night or a cooking evening or whatever, or early in the morning. You prepare meals using ingredients from your own garden. Then you teach the children simple recipes like salad recipes, smoothies, or homemade pizza with fresh toppings. I'm saying the things that are here around me now that I know because I came to this country very young, but you have things around you. Look at the strawberries. We have you can have your blender. You blend it and you use it as a slushy. Then you take your straw, you sip it, or you take your spoon, you eat it. That is healthy. You can do it together with the family. And then we have preserving the harvest. Learn to can things. I don't like canned things. I don't eat canned food like you see me, because those cans sometimes are rusty, they're not healthy, and they have a very long shelf life that is not healthy. For me, I love fresh. If I want to do it differently, I would do it in plantain leaves that is local, because plantain leaves are healing. They are healing. Or you can buy like freezer bags, but I don't like canned food. I don't buy them. I don't eat them. But some people love it. So you can can them, you can freeze them, or you can dry them. We smoke meat and we smoke fish. And you can just, like for tea, like for tea, mint. We have our own mint, is already growing so well. I will take a picture and you guys can see. So when it's time to harvest, we harvest it, we wash it very well, we dry it. and then we put them in Ziploc bags. We drink tea all year round, our own tea, something that you produce. It's healthier for you than always buying things from the market. But if you cannot do it, hey, you can buy. But it's good to try it, right? Try it. And then we have educational activities, which is what is one of the goals of One Global Movement, and on passive, of course, with Academy. So garden journals. Remember, I said write things down. Keep a garden or garden journals. Every member of the house, every child that can write, let them keep a journal. They date it, they write what they're writing about, and they write all what is needed for that thing to grow. So keep garden journals where each family member can note the progress of their plants, draw pictures, and write observations. You know, our children can draw very well. They're artists. They can draw. And when they do that, publish it. Remember, let me show you one of my son's publications, because it's good to say things with examples. You see, here's my son's first published international book. This book is meant for children. He is a very good artist. He draws very well, very, very well. He draws, he knows how to coordinate colors. He draws things. You see, he loves animals. This book is for children, and they order the books a lot, but he also gives some out a lot, especially to the libraries around and to children's hospital, so that they can teach children this book. And when he wrote this book, I asked him to look for a publisher. And the publisher, this lady was good. It's a doctor. Said, what would I even? There is nothing that I can edit in this book because you've done it so well. But he wasn't satisfied, and I was not satisfied either. So we sent it to Amazon, and Amazon said, "You have done an excellent job. There is nothing we can do about this book. It is just so perfect. You've coordinated everything, the drawings and the color so well." And now he published a book. This is his first publication. And he has published a second book. And they are also buying it. Some people order it for homeschooling. Some people just order. If your child lays hand on this book, because the people that were, the doctor that was going to publish it, he took the book and gave it to her grandchildren. They will not put the book down because he is writing it based on his activities and based on what he knows that children love, because what he loves as a child, he's depicting everything here. So when you let your children do their journal, garden journal, that is a great start for your children. Don't minimize that, because those things are needed in the world to teach other people. Those children can use it to publish their books. So very important. Now we talk about science experiments. Conduct simple science experiments like testing the soil pH. We can learn how to test the soil pH. This is an activity. You know that these kids love to do experiments. They love to carry out experiments. Just together, we can try, we can test the soil's pH, understanding plant biology, just like we understand the development of a baby. We can do that. Or observing insects' behavior in the garden. What are the insects doing in the garden? Did you observe the bee? Did you observe the hummingbirds? What are they doing? Pollination. What are they doing? And you can observe those things and you write them down. The books that we read, this is exactly the way that they were written, by observation, by carrying out experiment games and everything. And then they bring it to us and we'll be like, wow, what did they do? How did they write this? I used to be so wild too, until one time like that, I was lucky. I was thinking, where am I ever going to get money to publish a book? Because publishing book is one of the things that I wanted to do for One Global Movement, so I can educate children all over the world. And I almost gave up on my dream of publishing a book. All of a sudden, this publishing house in Spain, it's called Media House of Sovereignty in Spain. They contacted me. They said they've been following me for 6 months with what I've been sharing on Facebook, and they will really want me to be a co-author in their book. I said, no, I cannot, because I don't have the money to pay. I just refused outrightly. But they told me, no, don't worry. With the kind of story that you have, we would like you in our book because you're going to help us with our book to sell it. And that was how I started. And this book is titled Storm Born. Storm born, born out of a storm. Women that came together, that were born out of abuse and other things, and they put this story together to encourage other women to know that they too can get out of the storm and dance in the rain and also become authors and something great for their families and their community. So I did that. Now a lot of people keep coming so that I can be co-authors. I co-authored 3 more books, and my mentor said, now you can write your own book, because now I know what to do. They taught us. At one point I was crying because it was so overwhelming to write, to even complete 1 chapter, but I did it and I didn't give up. So we can do this. When we do this with our children nowadays are very smart. They will do this very quick before you know it. So now we can have picnic in the garden. We just talked about picnic, right? Have a family picnic right in the garden. Enjoy the fruit of your labor with your children while surrounded by the beauty of the plants. Imagine the green vegetation. Imagine the sunlight, photosynthesis. Imagine the birds that are flying around because you have a garden there. Just imagine how you have your picnic. Take some good pictures so that when you are writing the book, or when you are trying to turn your journal into a book and publish it, now you take the pictures of your picnic in the garden, because that is going to constitute part of your book. People will look at it. They'll be so happy. If they cannot read, like this book with my son, if a child cannot read, just with the pictures, they will know what it is, and they will read through those pictures, and eventually they'll read the words. So it's fun. Gardening is fun. We have to make it fun. Let us not make it boring. And then seasonal celebrations. Harvest festival, huge festival. Celebrate the end of the growing season with a small garden festival. Make it a potluck with friends and family, featuring dishes made from their garden's produce. And then you can do what is called seed exchange games. Host a seed exchange with neighbors or local gardening groups. Share and swap seeds for next season's garden. I have done that, but I was just doing it because it came out of my head. I didn't know that this can be a fun game way in a garden. I didn't know that. Now that I know. And then we are also, one of our powerful family member here, Melanie Moko Gema, if I'm pronouncing the name right, from Rwanda, is carrying out a seed program for One Global Movement. We want to start helping farmers, particularly women and children in the world, with seeds, so that they don't have to really stress themselves with money to buy seeds. We want to provide the seeds for them, and also providing the seeds, the kind of seeds that they want, because some people, if they don't have the money to buy seeds, now they revert to cultivating what was not originally in their mind and in their heart to cultivate. And so we want to make that happen. And eventually we're going to include garden tools, because some people find it difficult to have money to buy those garden tools. So we will do that, even if possible, garden machineries, so that it can be easy for them. And we will do that everywhere in the world, but we have to start from somewhere. And right now, you don't see Melanie a lot because she has 2 programs that she's working on for One Global Movement: the Seeds program for gardeners and farmers, and the 5 Chicks per Child program. So we got to do something, because if we are really teaching these children, if we love them, we want to give these children something tangible to work on, so that this thing will give them hope. Imagine a child selling 5 chickens. Imagine a child having a garden where they can really dine from their own backyard, from their own vegetable. Just imagine these things. We look at them as simple, but these are the most important things in life. They are the basics, but these are the most important things in life. So by involving everyone, by involving our children in these garden activities, you not only create lasting memories, but you are also instilling the love for gardening, the love for eating healthy food, the love for children to garden from their own backyard, the love for children to begin to write their own gardening history, and hopefully publish these books in order to also inspire and help other people. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me see what the kind of garden games that you guys have. So thank you. And Cecile, hello again. Hello, a beautiful Nancy. Thank you so much, you guys, for always inspiring me to continue to do what we've set out to do, and beginning with what Mr. Ashmufara has set out for us to do in the world. Good morning, Sister Dr. Mundih. Tarun, good morning. You must be from India, right? Good morning. Good evening from my end. It's almost 9, yeah, it's a minute after 9 p.m. Eastern Daytime. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you guys. And Nancy, of course, the dancing queen. We're going to repeat the same music. We can make a difference. And we can also play our international anthem the next day. We want a variety. I'm trying to see, I'm going to try to find out about people that can teach me about the copyright policy, so that we look, there are very, very good sounds and music that we can play for children, that we must have that permission to play so that we don't get in trouble. Hello, DS Nayak. Thank you guys so much. A lot of you guys are great. Coming here twice a day is not a joke. So thank you so much. Good morning. Yes, good morning. Thank you. And Nancy says, I have this quote that says, we need 2 fingers to eat ocean. Really? Yes. It's the same thing my grandmother says. You cannot tie a bundle with one hand. We need 2 hands to tie the bundle, right? And those 2 hands are us here, because I cannot be here if you guys are not there. And you cannot be there when I'm not here. That means uplifting these children, loving them, nurturing them, educating them requires our joint humanity. It requires that. Thank you so much, Nancy. And greetings. Okay, it's a typo error. Greetings, Dr. Mondi's sister, Nancy, and everyone. Thank you so much, Brother Shuji. Thank you so much. And garlic is also used as acid neutralizer in our stomach. It's also a good appetizer. Yep, I eat garlic every day, but don't eat too much because it can kill you too. I take, my mom is so good. She will blend ginger, fresh ginger, and then we take this ice trail. We buy like about 5, 4, or 6 ice trays, and we spoon this ginger when it's blended and put it in each ice cube tray, and then we freeze it, and then we remove it, and then we bag these cubes in Ziploc bags or in freezer bags. I prefer freezer bags because they are meant for the freezer. And then anytime that we want to cook, you just take 1 cube of ginger or 2, depending on the amount of food that you're cooking. We also do the same with garlic, and we combine it. It's very good. It helped during the days of COVID. It helps every day. It's also antibiotic. Thank you so much for telling us that, Shreji. Thank you. And hello, Sister Mundi. Hashtag One Global Movement. Hashtag One Global Movement. Thank you so much, Ballyhoo, Pushpin Media, Sharon. Thank you so much. And I am writing my own passive journey book. There you go. There you go. That is what we should do. I am also going to write a chapter about my unpassive journey. I was waiting for my unpassive journey before I publish my unique book. So I am unpassive is going to take about 2 chapters or 3 in that book, because O Bless and O Academy are paramount for children. So I'm going to include it there. So thank you, Nancy. I'll be waiting to read that book. We'll order our own copies. Thank you so much. And everybody's hello to everyone. That's good. And Nancy says, with unpassive families, we will be able to enjoy life, because for some families, husbands work in the morning, wives work in the evening, so they are always on the run, leaving no time for family fun time. I understand that. And I always say, sometimes it might be difficult. Like I tell my son, I started really teaching my son before he even gets married. Make sure if you guys have to work, work the same shift. Come back home the same time and sit down with family and enjoy the evening dinner time together with family. I know that sometimes it can be difficult depending on the job and what the family needs are. It can be difficult. But hey, on passive is coming. We do not need to be running to anywhere anymore to work for somebody. But for now, let's do it and do it well and do it to the best of our ability and capability, knowing that we're going to have that freedom of time to spend with our family. There'll be no complaint, traveling together, doing things together, freedom of resources, freedom of finances, freedom to travel anyhow we want. But we have to build that foundation now, because it doesn't just come easily. You see how Mr. Ashmufarah and the building team of engineers and high-tech people, it's not easy for them. It's not. And so we are doing this, building the foundation. Imagine all of us here travel as one global movement family. If we have to go, say, in Cameroon, for instance, we go, we take the flight, we go. Before we go, we arrange for schools and communities to come together. And we talk, we do things with the children. And we do what we are talking about. We're there with games, and these kids can come and demonstrate their talents. Some can play music, some can dance, some can be performing experiments, some can be doing water fights, like water balloon fights, and a lot of fun things that we can do. Some can play football. We call it in Cameroon football. The Americans call it soccer. They can play different things. This is life, living at its fullest. The time is coming that we will do this thing. I certainly understand that, Nancy. It happened to me too, because we were torn between work and raising our son, But I decided not to go to work for 1 year. I wanted to stay with my son. It was hard, but I did it, and it paid off, because my mom had to leave for Cameroon because she was the one helping. I'm like, I'm not putting my baby in the daycare. I did for about a week or two. He was always crying, and he was the kind of baby that did not want formula. He refused. He wanted only the breast milk, and he wanted it directly from the breast. And it was difficult to wean him from breast milk, and it was difficult, but I made it. And he's so strong. If you breastfeed your baby, that builds their immune system, and they will hardly get sick or infected by any virus. So it pays off. But we will work these things around. We always find something. It's always good for the parents, the father and the mother, to sit down and say, okay, I will do more while you do less, so that you can stay home with our children. We don't have to really get these children in the hands of other people. I did not want my mom to raise my son. I wanted to be there. So it's good we raise our children in order to put our own values, moral, ethical values, and cultural values in our own children, the way we want them to grow up and be healthy and happy. We can decide. A lot of time it's not about competition, because some couple, they'll be competing. This one wants to make more money. This one wants. What are you going to do with that money if your child turns out not to be good? We always have to ask ourselves this question. Of course, we know that we need that money to raise them, to educate them, to buy them the right kind of toys. But guess what? If these children are not raised with high moral values, in the end, they're going to suffer. So we need to pick which one is the most important first and do it. You repeat your clothing. You're not in any competition with anybody. So it's good to really spend that time with our children. Let me see here. And Nancy said, thank you to Mr. Ash Mufarah for the dreams of living again. Yes. Thank you so much for saying that. And Brother Sriji Jana says, at a young age, any child's learning ability is high. That is so true. Their brains are so spongy. They catch things more than anything else. And so, if they have a good learning environment from their childhood, they will learn those good things easily and grow and flourish in creative ways. Think about Oak Creek. And, when I was raising my son, I never invested in anything that was not educational. And my neighbors were buying BB guns for their children. And I said, no, and they didn't like the that I was spending a lot of money. I bought even these Lego Mindstorm. Those are educational things, and it would teach your child math before time and English and all sciences. I invested so well in my son. Some of the tapes that I bought, they cost about $250 or $300, but I knew that I had to do that because that is the best thing. So when we create an educational environment, think about you buy numbers and letters, magnetic numbers and letters, and you place them on the refrigerator. The child will always be around there studying, learning. Or you put some in their playroom or their playing area, surround them with educational toys. Before you know, these kids will be reading before they turn 3. That's exactly what happened to my son because I was bent on raising him the way that it will be good for him. And that happened. It's just like Michelle Obama. He said, at one time, she was very mad with the husband. She felt like she was putting in 70% and the husband was putting in only 30%. But it is because of the choices that she made to raise their 2 girls in a specific, particular, special way. Surround them with education, with things that will help them to flourish, like Brother Shiji Jana says, with creativity, things that would really spark out or their brains will be ticking, that will really help them. Because if you don't do that, they will be bored and they will get into things that are not good for them. So she did that. And she stuck to her guns, and look at the 2 girls. They are impressionable. They are good examples of children in the world, good examples of the first lady's children and the president's children in the world. That is a good thing. And it takes time and resources. More than 85% of our resources and time resource has to go into raising our children. Because after those 5 years, you just have to just make sure that they are safe and everything will take off. And now you will relax, but you still have to be there. Your presence is highly, highly needed by these children because they look up to you for approval. They look up to you for exoneration. They look up to you to clap for them. They look up to you to say you can do it. They look up to you to say, yes, you failed, but you're going to fail your way to success. You cannot give up. They look up to us, right? So that is so true. Thank you so much. And the movie night every Friday, very fun. Yes, movie night, maybe a garden movie night. Why not? And well, Sister Nancy, we are truly blessed to be in Unpassive and ever grateful to our great, great CEO, the legendary Mr. Ash Mufari. That is our role model and our legend because we have learned a lot. You have to begin to see it in your mind's eye before you can hold it in your hands, right? And he is doing just that. Thank God. I'm so grateful. And hello, families. I just pressed the big thumbs up. You can do it while listening. Subscribe if not yet done, and share with families and friends. Thank you so much, Nancy, for always doing that. Thank you. You're always a great reminder and a great asset to us here. Thank you so much. And our brother Shujit says, learning through pictures makes a good impression in children so that they learn things quickly and understand them easily, for sure. That is true. I will tell you, my mom never went to school. And my son was not happy because he could not understand why an adult could not read and write. So my son started at a very early age, 4 years old, teaching my mother. And I think I told this story someday. And my mom does not know how to pronounce things well, but she's a very good mother. Very kind, very loving, very hardworking mother. And my son could not understand this. And my son said, "Oh, mom, grandma, I'm really sorry that you cannot read and write, but I'm going to teach you and you're going to start reading and writing." So my son will pronounce something, and I say, "Grandma, pronounce it," and my mom will try to pronounce it, but it went differently. And my son will do it again. Say, "Grandma, do it," and it will go differently. I say, "Okay, Grandma, don't worry, I'll help you." And then my son will go like this, pronounce the word, and try to twist my mom's mouth. Try to twist my mom's mouth a certain way that will pronounce that word, but it did not go well. My son would throw a tantrum and cried and beat my beat the grandmother. So when he started growing up, we were narrating those stories. It's a fun story to tell. And my son said, "I'm really sorry, grandma, that I beat you. I'm sorry that your parents didn't send you to school. I didn't know what I was doing." But my son has taught my mom. My mom can read way better. My mom can write her name. She can write certain things. She knows her ABCs because my son is bent on doing that. Whenever he's home on vacation, he is doing it. That is so true. Picture. And my mom, now this is what my son did. He ordered books for my mom from Amazon. These are all picture books. You look at a picture, you pick the word, and it's like playing a puzzle game. And now my mom can read through pictures. Pictures help a lot. Think about the person that is blind, the blind person. How do they read Braille? They don't see it, they feel it with their hands. They feel the pictures with their hands and they know what it is, right? It's amazing. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And hashtag Ashmufara, hashtag on passive, hashtag Dr. Mundi, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Let's Enjoy Family Time. Thank you. Yep, yep, yep. And Brother Shuri says hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Dr. Yvonne Mundih, hashtag Uplifting the Youth, hashtag Care for Children, hashtag Save the Nature. And Brother Shuri John, I'm going to give you an assignment. Do it at your own pace, and you don't have to do it, but it will be so nice because I know that you know a lot. Oh, my legs are itching. I did not put on my pants before going into the garden. The mosquito bit my legs. It's itching. So when I read your comments, I know who you are. I know. And I'm a mind reader, right? So if you want to help with some topics for young people, that would be nice. You don't have to talk about them, but if you want to talk about them, that's good. We can also talk about them. We can discuss. We're not even just going to be presenting. We're going to be discussing like the way we started doing for the past 2 days or so. We're just going to introduce the topic and we dive into contribution, sharing, and just of a debate. So that way, our children will feed into all of these because we want all inclusion. We want choices. We don't just have to just come and present. We want children to be able to fit in the kind of a study or learning pattern that will fit them, right? And which is what Mr. Ashmufara is doing by providing these different products for our children. So we can do the same thing too as well. So thank you so much. If you can do it, that would be nice. If you're not ready for it, don't worry about it. We will continue to do what we can do. So, and we have Chiman, Colleen, how are you? If this is your first time here, you're welcome, sister, into this One Global Movement family. We are here for children worldwide, young people, children between the age of 1 day old and 26 years old. And we are building this foundation. This account is only for children worldwide, especially in areas of need. We will be there helping these children. And we are also registering young people under One Global Movement. If they have a Gmail account, and we can register them under One Global Movement so that when time comes, we can help them to activate those accounts and start building their generational wealth if they are not able to do so. But we have to find out because we want to make sure that these children don't miss out on these empire that Mr. Ashmufara is building for all of us here. So we want every child to be registered. So if you have Gmail account for your children or young ones, and you think that they can benefit under One Global Movement when time comes, so we activate a product for them, and then we get them started in life, that would be good. And again, remember, we are also doing the 5 Chicks per Child program. It doesn't have to be 5 chicks. What can young people in your area do that will start helping them? Not just young, 8 years old, they can feed chicken, they can do other things, they can do little marketing. We can start a child off with $20, but they're going to be registered. And when they do something, say 5 chicks per child, when they raise those chickens within 3 months, they sell, we open them a bank account in the best banking system in the world, and that money will start to grow. Now they start building generational wealth very young, and they will continue to do so, so that they will never have to cry for anything or to borrow money to do anything anymore. They know that they are building their own wealth, and we are teaching them how to build wealth, how to invest. That is a good way. So I just thought I should let you guys know about all of this. So, and yes, hashtag everyone here. Thank you so much. Thank you, sister, for joining us. Thank you. We highly appreciate you. So please don't forget to press the big thumbs up, share, like, and subscribe so that we can continue to grow one global movement for our children worldwide. I love you all. Thank you so much for your contribution, your patience, your ideas. Your ideas are very brilliant. Thank you for exchanging everything with us together. We will reach every child and every family in the world, particularly these children, young girls that are being ferried across the Atlantic Ocean for prostitution. Sex prostitution is not a good thing for any child. That is degrading, that is abuse, that is killing the child. So we are here. We need to take action against that. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you again at 1 p.m. Eastern Daytime if you can make it. If you cannot make it, that's fine. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, your family, your children before you come here. Because when you come here, now you contribute with clarity of mind, you contribute with love, you contribute so well towards these children. Take time for yourself. Take good time for yourself. Make sure that you're healthy, and make sure that you are drinking lots of water. If you are here now during summer, you drink lots of water, right? So take care of yourself, because your health is your wealth. I love you all. Remember to stay focused, stay encouraged, stay empowered, and always believe in endless possibilities. So let me play this music again. We can make a difference. We can make a change. Let me make sure.
Battery 50%.
Okay. Let's
Connected to Yvonne's S24 Ultra and Galaxy Tab A2016 with S Pen.
Sorry, guys, the speaker. Okay, let's play this for our children.
Do 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 Come on now, we live in a dream. If we really think everything's alright, yeah. This world is in need, crying out to be free. We gotta shed some light, oh, teach the world to smile. Just feel the breath of God. It's time to come together, you and I, and share the love of Jesus Christ. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the world a better place. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the sun shine through the rain. Shine on through the rain. Do you know a man who's bleeding a hand? Don't you walk on by? Hey, sister, said, lost all that she had. We gotta take the time up, look around your world. It's just some of empty hearts, some of sweet eyes. I can hear the suffering through our hands. Find compassion, take a step. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the world a better place. We can make a difference. We can make a change. rain. Shine on through the rain. Teach the world to smile, just feel the breath of God. It's time to come together, you and I, and share the love of Jesus Christ. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make a world a better place. We can make a difference. We can make a change. We can make the sun shine through the rain. Shine through the rain. Shine through the difference. You can make a change. We can make
Yes, we can make a difference, difference, difference. I want to thank you so much, Nancy, for really investing in children. Chimens Cullen was brought here by Nancy. Thank you so much for really listening to Nancy and joining the family here. Together, we can make a difference. You know, this world is in need. You know, this world is in need, and we can go out and set our children free. We can go out and set women and children free. We can go, when we set a woman and a child free, we also have set the man free. This world needs us. The world needs us. Children are dying, they are bleeding, they are crying, they are going hungry, they are going without an education. They are waiting for us. That voice of hope, that heart that says, I will help. Do you know any child that is going through some challenges? Sir AP is here. Welcome. Do you know any child that is going through some challenges? That child needs you and I. That child needs all of us here. Take the time to look around your environment, this song says. Take the time to look around your environment to see if you can uplift the hand of a child, the hand of a sister, the hand of a brother. We can come together, we can make a change, and we can make a difference in the world. And being that we are where we are because of Mr. Ashim Farah, things are going to be very easy for us. We are going to help all children in the world. We will make that difference. We will make that change. Thank you so much, Sir AP. We almost done here, but hey, you came anyway. Thank you. Hello, and hashtag on passive, hashtag one global movement, hashtag Cadmo. Thank you so much. Have a peaceful night, sweet dreams to those of you who are still going to go to bed. And for those of you who are already in Thursday, have a thankful, thriving Thursday. And we'll see again at 1 p.m. Eastern daytime. And always remember, here in One Global Movement, we work, we speak with love, speaking from the heart, from the soul. Speak with heart. We are speaking with love, and we love you all. See you, and invite one or two people with you every time that you're coming so that we can share this good news and get to every child in the world. Bye-bye.